track. Their story is our story. That's the message from the group Giving Voice to Refugees. And they're a team of people, an artist, a lawyer, a social media specialist, a writer, a photographer, and a web designer. Kind of a unique combination. Their job is to humanize the refugee crisis and make the world see these people as people. We have Melissa Bradford here today. She's an author who lives in Frankfurt, Germany, and works with refugees also every week, really. Also here, Lindsay Silsby. She is a professional photographer who lives in London. Wow, making the trek all the way here just to speak with us. We're going to say it's just to speak with us. But they're members of the team. Yes. First, tell us why you guys are so passionate about this organization.
Well, we've been in the camps. Lindsay and I have spent time in the camps in Greece, and I live in central Germany where I'm in the camps all of the time. And these people's stories have changed our lives, and so we would consider ourselves advocates for them. They're our friends. They're our friends, and they're so much like us, aren't they,
yes.
Lindsay?
Yes.
So much like us. Families, education, jobs that they've been driven from because of militants and extremists, and so they don't have a voice in our culture, but we want to give them a voice.
You know, it's particularly timely, I think, right now, where there's so much controversy about visas and who should be coming to the U.S. and who shouldn't, and which countries we should be concerned about. There's a lot of fear, I think, and anxiety. Sure. Do you feel like that speaks directly to your project more than ever before?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, we definitely want to be able to dispel the myths and untruths that really, aren't real. We want to be able to give the truth that is there.
Mm-hmm. So your mission is to humanize refugees. Tell me how you came up with this team of people, right? So you've got a lawyer, you've got all these an interesting combination, a lawyer, a photographer, a social media specialist. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, a friend of mine who happens to also be American, who's living in Germany, in the town where we live, the school's gymnasium was turned overnight into a refugee center.
Wow.
Right at the beginning of the crisis. So her daughter was going to that school, and they got word that they were not going to have their gymnasium anymore, that 180 refugees straight off of the Trek route were going to be living there. And that was my town. It's down the street from my home. And so we started working regularly. I speak German, so I was teaching German to these refugees. And we fell in love immediately. We felt profoundly changed by the things that we were learning from them. At the same time, other places on the globe, Lindsay was feeling the same thing. She was hearing the stories in the media that everybody has heard. And then a filmmaker, a documentary filmmaker in Seattle was feeling the same thing. And through a series of little bits of magic, we all came together and we said, we are going to do this, we are going to get together, we're going to...
As you're kind of talking about refugees and something that you want to kind of drive home to them.
These are our brothers and our sisters. These are our brothers and our sisters. This is our family. That's why we say, their story is our story. We can't separate anymore. We can't imagine that it's not happening. And I think you would say the same thing.
Exactly, exactly. They are our friends. They're people that we've come to know and have very similar, while their situation in these camps is obviously different, but they've had similar lives to us just before they left.
Right, and we have a choice now. Those of us who live in peace and in privilege, we have a choice to respond in a certain way. Will we imagine that this is not happening? Will we pretend and go on and not try to care for them and respond with compassion? Or will we try to learn? Will we try to go to the source, to the people who've actually been there and hear their stories firsthand? So that's what we do. We try to tell their stories firsthand. We've gathered the stories, we're documenting them, hundreds and hundreds of stories on film, with Lindsay's beautiful photographs, with our friend Liz's wonderful paintings, and we show them to people. And we have the rare opportunity in the coming week to also partner with a Nobel Prize candidate, Dr. Abdul Kadan, who's teaching at Weber State, and he is a Syrian refugee.
Wow.
Freshly arrived in Utah, and he will be able to speak to the audience and say, here's what my life was like, here's why I fled, here's my hope.
Where can people find out more and also help quickly?
TSOS is our website. Their story is our story. Go right to that online.
TSOS.refugees.org.
Refugees.org. Yes,
okay.
Thank you. Go to it. It will give the schedule of all of our presentations this week. Weber State, BYU on Tuesday night, a couple of other venues. And then there's also a donation pull-down tab. But I think the most valuable thing Lindsay and I would want is that people just hear the stories and share those stories further. This will
That
change.
you go onto our Facebook page and share the stories, like our page and share the stories and reshare the stories.
Yes.
Yes. Push that share button on social
Please.
media. This is certainly
do
a
that.
worthy cause. Thank you so much,
Thank
ladies,
you.
for being
Thank you
here.
for having us.
Thank you.
Okay, Breck, let's turn it over to you.